Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, new details tonight in New Haven. The officer involved in the Randy Cox case arrested and charged. The latest on what those officers are now facing.
Plus, the gas tax holiday continues this holiday season, but it won't go on forever. The plan lawmakers put in place today.
And Connecticut reports its first person killed by the flu this year. A warning from public health leaders tonight about this early rise in cases of the virus.
Well, we are following breaking news tonight in Danbury, where 2 people were found shot and killed. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. Fox 61's Sarah Sanchez joining us live in the Breaking News Center tonight with what we know so far. Sarah.
Well, Danbury police say a man and woman were found dead inside a home on Clayton Road. They found the bodies there around 3 this afternoon. Officers were sent to the home for a wellness check. A family member called the department saying they hadn't heard from the 2 since yesterday. Now, when officers got there, they found a man and a woman dead in a basement bedroom with gunshot wounds to the head. Police believe this is an isolated incident, but they're still actively investigating what happened. Anyone with information should call Danbury police. The couple's identity hasn't been released yet, but we'll be tracking the developments with this story very closely. In the Breaking News Center, I'm Sarah Sanchez. Ben, Jen.
All right, Sarah, thank you. We also have a weather watch alert tonight. We're expecting heavy rain and strong winds across Connecticut coming our way on Wednesday.
We want to check in right now with meteorologist Ryan Breton for a first look at the forecast. Ryan.
Hi, Jen and Ben. The radar is clear tonight. No concerns tonight or tomorrow, but we can already see our next storm system coming together. Look at this big swirl up here over southern Canada. A lot of energy with this, and it's all coming our way for Wednesday afternoon. We'll have a period of heavy rain and gusty winds. Some of those winds could be strong enough for a few isolated outages, which is why we have a weather watch alert in place for Wednesday. For tonight, though, it is chilly. It is partly cloudy to mostly clear, and it's a little blustery out there tonight, too. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down in the 20s to low 30s. We don't have any weather problems tomorrow, other than it will be cold first thing out the door in the morning, about 30 at the bus stop in the morning, and on the ride home, we'll be in the mid-40s. So very typical temperatures for this time of the year. Tomorrow, just a few passing clouds. Probably the best thing about the weather tomorrow is that the wind, I should say, will be fairly light compared to what we had today. So 30s in the morning, mid-40s in the afternoon. And then the one day to watch this week is going to be on Wednesday. Sure, the temperature gets up to about 60, but that comes with a gusty southerly wind and heavy rain. Some downpours that may impact the commute. We'll take a look at the timing of that rain, the amount that may fall, and the hour-by-hour wind gust forecast, too, coming up in just a little while.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And new at 10, state lawmakers in the House and Senate pass a bill to extend Connecticut's gas tax holiday. The bill also continues free bus service and invests more into energy assistance. Fox 61's Tony Black joins us live at the Capitol tonight to explain the bill and how it will affect you. Tony.
Yeah, Jen, the state's gas tax holiday eliminating 25 cents on every regular gallon of gas was set to expire at the end of this month in just 2 days. But under this bill, that would expire in the end of December, followed by some phasing out. And this was just one part of many in this bill passed in the House, passed here in the Senate about 45 minutes ago. That will now go to the governor's desk for final approval. The Connecticut State House and Senate went into special session Monday to vote on a bill to extend the state's gas tax holiday and free bus services. The bill also increases funding to the Hero Pay program and the Connecticut Energy Assistance Program. It first passed the House, 134 in favor, 7 opposed, all Republicans, including Representative Whit Betts.
I've never been given an explanation, and I can't provide an explanation as to why diesel fuel is not part of the tax holiday.
It then passed the Senate unanimously and will head to Governor Ned Lamont's desk for final approval.
We got to work and we found a way to extend benefits to people that will help make life a little bit better in the coming months.
The state's 25 cents gas tax will continue to be lifted through December 31st instead of November 30th. Starting in the new year, the 25 cents will be phased back in over 5 months. Public buses will be free through the end of March. Representative Gary Turco voted in favor of the bill.
We wanted to make sure we got people through the holidays, get people through the winter months when there's a lot of demand.
The Heroes Pay program funding will also triple to $90 million. More people applied than anticipated, so $30 million wasn't enough.
With this increase, it will be able to provide at least some assistance to everyone who applied.
Funding will also increase to help with energy assistance by $30 million. State Senator Julie Kushner says it was important to recognize issues facing Connecticut residents.
We needed to get back to our constituents quickly to address some of the very important issues that confront us in this very difficult time.
I asked Representative Turco because we have seen it happen already with the gas tax holiday. If there's a possibility it could be extended yet again, he says that is a possibility just given the economy at the time. And we heard lawmakers on both sides of the aisle in both chambers saying that there is more that can be done, looking forward to when they return in session next year for that. Again, this bill goes to Governor Ned Lamont's desk for approval. Live inside the Capitol, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. Well, right now at 10, business owners on Mystics waterfront are cleaning up after a massive fire ripped through a seaport building overnight. Power crews were working into the evening, replacing wires and trying to restore power in the area around the seaport marina. Now, no one was injured, but one home and several boats were destroyed.
It could have been so much worse if it wasn't raining, because just the ash everywhere. If it was dry, I just couldn't even imagine what it would have been like.
The wind was to the south. It extended through the main part of the building, and then it switched on us halfway through the incident.
Power crews hope electricity will be fully restored by tomorrow morning. Coming up at 11, Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez tells us what one man says he saw when that fire was raging.
A man armed with an assault rifle was arrested after being accused of attacking a wife and husband while a child was inside the room. The home invasion happened on Cliff Street shortly after 5:40 this morning in Norwich. Police say Javon Scholl got into a fight with the husband and wife. Officers arrived to find the couple holding down Scholl on their bedroom floor. 3 children were at the home. One of them was with their parents inside the room. A shot was fired, but no one was hit. The couple told police they think that there was a second person with Scholl, but ran away. Police say that person should be considered armed and dangerous and may go by the name Mel.
Well, the state announcing its first flu-related death of the season. Public health officials say it was a person from New London County in their 50s. This comes as Connecticut prepares for a more severe flu season, with more cases reported earlier than in the past. The state says it's aware of more than 6,000 flu cases and more than 100 people have been hospitalized so far. There are also concerns there will be a surge in cases through the winter months, along with kids with RSV already filling children's hospitals and a possible widespread resurgence of COVID-19.
But in terms of our pediatric beds, we're in the range of 80%, 80 to 90%. And I think in terms of our adult capacity, we also have been in that range of around 80%. So there's been various different ebbs and flows in different areas through the state. But at this point in time, our hospitals are most certainly busy, but they are hanging in there and ready to take care of patients.
RSV cases are higher in Hartford County right now, and COVID-19 cases have plateaued, but that's expected with this active early flu season, health officials say. Health experts are reminding people to get your flu shot if you haven't already, along with that COVID booster.
In other news, 5 New Haven police officers are now facing charges after an incident paralyzed a man while in police custody.
Randy Cox was injured while handcuffed in the back of a prisoner transport van back in June. All 5 officers turned themselves into state police today. Fox 61's Gabby Molina went through the arrest warrants. She joins us live outside of the New Haven Police Department with new details this evening. Gabby.
Ben and Jen, those arrest warrants detail the interactions between the 5 officers and Randy Cox the day of his arrest. It also tells why investigators ultimately found that officers acted recklessly and deprived Cox of proper physical care. 5 New Haven police officers have been arrested, all charged with reckless endangerment and cruelty to persons in connection to the incident that left 36-year-old Randy Cox paralyzed from the neck down.
It is good to see that the criminal justice system is working. We're still not sure if it's working in our favor, because we've seen sometimes where officers are arrested but they're not convicted.
Cox was injured while handcuffed and not wearing a seatbelt in the back of a police van. Officer Oscar Diaz was driving the van, transporting Cox to a detention facility. According to the arrest warrant, he was driving 36 miles per hour in a 25 miles per hour zone before slamming on the brakes to avoid a crash. He did pull over after Cox called for help, but the warrant says he, quote, failed to render any medical attention to Cox as he remained lying on the floor face down. violating New Haven PD policy. Instead, he kept driving to the facility while Cox said, "Please, please, please, I can't breathe, and I need you to help me. Listen, I'm going to die like this. Please, please." At the facility, Diaz was met by the other 4 officers. Sergeant Betsy Segui was the supervisor on scene. She was found to be in violation of New Haven PD policy for failing to wear her body camera. The warrant states that when Cox said he thought he cracked his neck, she responded, "You didn't crack it, no, you drank too much." According to the warrant, officers Luis Rivera and Ronald Presley dragged Cox into a holding cell by his arms before EMTs arrived. The warrant also states Officer Jocelyn Lavandier placed leg shackles around Cox's ankles while he was in the cell, eventually dragging him back out by his ankles.
I think justice looks like, to me, these officers will be terminated, number one, and that the city of New Haven certainly has to negotiate with the attorneys, Randy Cox, to make sure that his life is sustained as long as possible.
Moving forward, the New Haven Police Department can now continue with its internal affairs investigation.
The results of that, when I get the results of that, I can discipline up to 15 days. Anything further goes to the Board of Police Commissioners.
Prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump has also filed a federal lawsuit against the 5 officers and the city.
The city hopes the case will proceed toward an early mediation.
All 5 officers have been released on a $25,000 bond. They're all set to appear in court on December 8th. Attorney Ben Crump will be holding a press conference here in New Haven tomorrow afternoon to discuss the charges against the officers. Live in New Haven, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.